Out of all the episodes of Why We're Single that we've done, this is easily the most accurate of why we are single. It's video games that we spent the most time playing. And immediately, top of my list is going to be Skyrim. Without even trying, I put 125 hours into this game, seriously, in just a few weeks. I didn't think about it, I'd go home, I'd just play Skyrim. That's all that I did for a given amount of time. But it was so much fun, there were so many things that you can do. But here's where I knew it was a real problem, because I was out in the real world just walking, and I saw butterflies. I was like, I should grab those for the wings. Nope, that's in the video game. I don't do that in the real life because that's weird. Me and my roommate, we had one copy, and I'm like, oh hey, this seems like a really cool game. And I started playing it, and he's like, all right, well let me borrow it while you're at work. But then it got to the point I'd get home, and then he was like, no, he needs to play, but I need to play. Immediately we knew this game was going to take up all of our time. We needed 2 copies. And that's how Skyrim took over my life for 3 months.
Games that took over our life. Let's see. I guess Halo 2 would be one of those games. I remember I wanted to do something productive. I'm like, I'm gonna learn guitar. That's what I thought I was gonna do. I had a guitar, and then someone's like, Halo 2 came out. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll play one game, and then I never learned guitar. So that's how Halo 2 went.
Wow, okay, the first game I ever really marathoned would probably be Counter-Strike. It's actually a game that I got so into that I competed in it for a number of years on various amateur online leagues, and it was a lot of fun. I remember my summers would go, wake up, play Counter-Strike for 5 hours, eat lunch, play Counter-Strike for another 5 hours, eat dinner, and then probably play Counter-Strike for another 5 hours, and then go to bed and do it all again. It was probably the first game I ever got in trouble for with my parents for playing too much. They'd wake up and find me up at 4 in the morning playing Counter-Strike, and I would not have a good rest of my night.
Mass Effect. I remember the first time I played Mass Effect, I didn't like it. And then I played it again a year later and really got into it, learned the mechanics, and I was like, this game is amazing. So if you do everything there is to do in each game, let's say you're looking at about 40 hours. Let's round that to about 40 hours. All right, so you got the first game, 40 hours, second game, 40 hours, third game, that's 120 hours. I played each game 3 times. That's 3 times 120, that's 700 and something. That's a lot of game time for one franchise. I've literally put so many hours into this game, made relationships. Come on, I have a crush on Miranda now, and it feels real because I've spent so much time in this universe. I know that it's not healthy, and I don't care. I loved it. And then third one had multiplayer. I still go back to play multiplayer with friends because it's worth going back and playing and putting more time into. And they keep giving me new DLC, so I gotta keep playing the goddamn game. I love it.
Ooh, okay, well, the next game that definitely was a time suck for me was probably World of Warcraft. There's always that one more quest you gotta do. Your parents would be like, get off the f***ing game, and be like, it's, I got one more quest, Mom, it's one more, but then that quest obviously leads to 2 more quests because this key unlocks the door to unlock these quests, and you're just on there for hours before you even know it happened. My friends would come over and they'd be like, hey man, what do you want to do? Let's go do something. I'd be like sitting there playing World of Warcraft. I'd be like, yeah, sure. What do you guys want to do? I'd be like, I don't know, man. What is there to do? I'd be like, I don't know. And then I would just sit there kind of absent-mindedly while they tried to figure out what to do. Well, we could go roller skating, and I'd just be like, yeah, I don't know about roller skating. I mean, I have this quest, so roller skating seems kind of lame right now.
World of Warcraft, I know it's cliche, I know everyone gets sucked into that one, but yeah, I did. It was before any of the expansions even came out, and then I started playing it, and I was an undead fire mage, and I'm like, this is awesome, there's so much to explore, but I hear this game is taking over people's lives, and I should only just play it when my brother's on, and no other time. We would go around and quest together and stuff, and then I'd be like, oh, well, my brother logged off and I have this just one quest I need to finish up, and, he won't mind if I'm playing when he's not on. And then cut to, a month later, all my grades have dropped, 2-letter grades, and, I'm in serious trouble with my parents. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, maybe I better quit. And the hardest thing about quitting World of Warcraft is they'll leave your character alive. You have to actually go in and physically delete your character. Otherwise, you could just sign back up and resubscribe and it'll be there for you. And it was the saddest thing ever, deleting my little undead fire mage. It was a horrible experience.
Now, normally, I don't like open world games, but I jumped on the bandwagon, literally, for Red Dead Redemption when that came out. I was like, I don't know, we'll see about it. People at work picked it up, I played it, I was like, this is amazing. And then just the world was so open. There were so many different side things that you can do. And I literally put all my time into this game. And there's like one of the achievements just to go to every single spot in that world. Yeah, that's not an easy task. You literally spend forever trying to get to every little campsite, every little town, like everything. A lot of time went into this. I actually was dating someone at the time. They're like, hey, do you want to hang out? I'm like, no, I'm in the Wild West today. And that's why I'm single.
StarCraft 2, I mean, they really primed you for addiction with like Warcraft 2 and the original StarCraft, but then when StarCraft 2 hit and the online matchmaking was so good and you just wanted to battle your way into that Diamond League, and man, it was just so intense. It's not even a video game you play for relaxation. I had to like drink 3 Red Bulls and get amped up to try and go like compete to get into like Diamond League. They didn't have Masters League at the time. I was just trying to get into Diamond League. So I'd be like Banshee rushing everyone and like trying all these cheesy tricks just to hustle my way in there. And every time you lost a game, you're like, no, are they gonna kick me down a league? I had no social life for like 3 or 4 months when that game first came out.
And then most recently, and actually in high school as well, when Dota 1 was out, is Defense of the Ancients. I don't know what it is about the game that's so addicting. I think what it is are the voices that really reinforce when you do well from Unreal Tournament. You kill 3 people in a row, and it's like killing spree, and it just feels so good. Kill another one, it's like dominating, and you're just like, you feel like the biggest badass. I think that's really what's so addicting, other than the characters and the strategy and the cool gameplay. But yeah, I spend way too much time. If you've seen me on Steam, I think I have over 1,000 hours in that game already. It's actually kind of embarrassing. And I guess that's why I'm single.